Afghan man stabbed 2-year-old and a man to death while attacking a group of toddlers. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson wants to fix the city's $1 billion deficit by taxing jobs and nonprofits. Under his new head tax, any company with 100 plus employees must pay $21 per worker per month just for hiring people in Chicago. It's not a tax on profit, it's a punishment for success. 14-day-old baby suffers broken bones, skull fractures, in severe abuse. Mother arrested. A Florida woman is facing attempted murder charges after police say she poisoned an 11-month-old with antifreeze while babysitting. If you think an 18-year-old is too young to own a rifle, but a 3-year-old is old enough to decide their own gender, then you are the problem. Obama spent 8 years apologizing for America and tearing down what made us great. Trump is rebuilding what Obama tried to destroy. You know what it doesn't say in the Constitution? Give up your right to appease some crybaby liberals. Can't buy baby formula? Put the beers back. Excuse me. Can't buy the diapers? Put the cigarettes back. Can't afford new clothes and shoes for your child? Stop getting your hair and nails done. Stop buying all that makeup. Your kid can't eat it. When you become a parent, it's okay to have fun. You're not expected to be miserable, but your kid should come first. Breaking: the FBI has raided these properties owned by Charlotte Black Lives Matter activist Cedric Dean in connection with an alleged multi-million-dollar Medicaid fraud scheme. Investigators say Dean submitted inflated or false claims to Medicaid, sometimes using fake diagnoses, and even paid staff and recruiters through services like Cash App. Authorities claim his company billed around 1 million per month while lacking the staff needed to provide proper care. Federal officials have already seized Dean's bank accounts, vehicles, including luxury SUVs and RVs, and multiple properties in Charlotte and Shelby, which they say were bought with fraud proceeds. This is exactly the kind of corruption Americans are sick of, abusing taxpayer funded programs while pretending to be an activist leader. Deng Choi Majik, who claims to be a 19-year-old from Sudan, was seen dancing and laughing after stabbing Rhiannon Sky White more than 20 times. Asylum seeker seen having a good time with pals after murdering a hotel worker. Today is the day my daughter gets adopted. Today is the day my daughter gets adopted. I just literally just woke. I can't really say that. I'm a free woman. Mother abandons her 7-year-old daughter for adoption so she can travel the world with her boyfriend. I was recently asked if I was happy having a racist president. I said, of course not. We replaced him with Donald Trump. The people who mind what I post don't matter, and the people who matter don't mind. I wish we could choose our baby fathers. Someone tell her before I do, 'cause I'ma hurt her feelings. Andrew Cuomo caused this. Cuomo is the architect. Mamdani is the apprentice. New York Post. Teen gang banger drill rapper 17, already a career criminal with 20 busts. Raise the age allows this to happen. Raise the age allows this to happen. Judge Elaine Bauber just released a convicted felon with a violent criminal history on $9,500 bond after he allegedly tried to rape a woman on a hiking trail. Crime. Where do you breed people like this? Cowards killed 3-year-old boy at Sesame Street themed birthday party, firing more than 20 shots. James Woods, Twitter at Real James Woods, and this is why the freaks murdered him. Charlie Kirk at Charlie Kirk 11. If you're 18 and think you're the opposite sex, you have a mental illness. If you're 8 and think you're the opposite sex, your mother has a mental illness. Previously deported illegal arrested in Nashville for sexually assaulting underage girls as young as 9. Illegal alien sentenced to only 1 year in prison after killing Nathan Baker in hit and run. And not to buy in Malibu, California. Oprah Winfrey has been ordered to return more than 1,000 acres of land she swallowed up for pennies on the dollar after the Malibu fires. This was one of the most blatant illegal land grabs in history. Izzy Wang, a Chinese national, in the US on a Biden era student visa, was arrested in California for allegedly drugging and raping multiple women. Career criminal Timothy Bowler, who has 45 prior arrests, was just charged for a fatal hit and run that killed a cancer survivor last year. Defensive gun use. He's not breathing. Female homeowner shoots intruder with criminal past during break in. Man convicted in 2015 stabbing released on parole in Woodford County. Ronald Exanthus. Blue Lives Matter. Infuriating. Kentucky man who killed 6-year-old during home invasion freed after 8 years in prison. Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump never gotten over the fact that Obama was able to send $1.7 billion in cash to Iran, and nobody in Congress, the FBI, or Justice called for an investigation. Asylum seeker who molested a 17-year-old girl on the tube is locked up and faces being sent back home to Saudi Arabia. Now that evidence is coming out showing that January 6, 2021 was a Fed hoax, should Michael Byrd, who shot and killed unarmed U.S. veteran Ashley Babbitt, be prosecuted for murder? Yes. Man sentenced to 99 years for child sexual assault. Man gets 50 plus years after sting operation arrest. Ricky Horton, 65, tried to meet up with who he thought was an 11-year-old girl in Virginia Beach. But prosecutors say it was actually a decoy with the group Predator Poachers. Disgraced Democrat who was Boston's first Muslim lawmaker heads to jail today for taking $7,000 kickback in City Hall bathroom. Should you be allowed to run over protesters blocking traffic without fear of consequence? Yes. Blue Lives Matter. New details emerge for Kentucky actress accused of dismembering, cooking her own mom. Soros backed Florida State Attorney Monique Worrell sentenced a convicted repeat criminal who attempted to rape a child and molested children to just 15 years probation. NICU nurse adopted a 14-year-old mom and her triplets, proving that family is built on love, not just blood. No communist or Islamist should be allowed to hold any office because they cannot pledge allegiance to our U.S. Constitution. Now, all this says is breaking news, but we all remember the guy who stabbed her on a train. He's a crybaby in court. He can't believe he's facing the death penalty. But what did he do to her for not bothering him? Man arrested after allegedly removing his IV and spraying HIV blood into hospital employees' eyes. Man shoots girlfriend and throws newborn baby in alligator infested river. Woman accused of robbing a taxi driver at knife point. Child rapist 33 who groomed 12-year-old girl over Snapchat, jailed for 16 years. The girl had taken an overdose in the aftermath of the assault. Man who killed a random Ohio deputy after police shot his son the day before has been ruled mentally ill and ineligible for the death penalty. This doesn't look mentally ill to me. She donated 30 inches of her hair to make wigs for children with cancer. Man bashes woman in the head, broad daylight in Midtown Manhattan. NYPD. Bridgeport woman sentenced to 15 years in prison for trafficking minors for prostitution, but will serve only 6 years behind bars. Only in America can an ethnic group have Black Awareness Month, Black holidays, Black only colleges, Black only dating sites, Black only bars and clubs, and turn around and call everyone else racists. Do you support this, yes or no? Joy Reid warns Americans of MAGA plans. No income tax, no regulations. Earn as much as you want and leave it to your children with no taxes. That's the world they want. Is she mentally ill? Isn't that what so many black people have been bitching about for years? That they can't do that? Sick fiend. Migrant raped girl 11 and held hand over her mouth so she wouldn't scream in traumatizing attacks. Two men locked up for years after sexually abusing children. Thieves are bringing kids as they steal from stores. Hello? But it's wrong to call this out. Give me that goddamn chain. This man is wanted for slapping and snatching a chain from a 10-year-old girl who was on her way to school in the Bronx. Woman says she will loot and kill if EBT isn't turned back on. Well, if she does, throw her in prison for the rest of her goddamn life. Wild 6 word statement burglary suspect allegedly yelled after pooping in the courtroom and throwing it at judge. No one needs to know. Serial squatter wants eviction sealed to rent again. Judge listens, but Bishop convicted of fraud over fake COVID cure now sells court case protection. New York City subway attack. One man slashed, another pushed onto the tracks. Police searching for suspects. Outrage in Dallas County. Judge Givens lets man who threw urine on officer walk free. And all of this is basically allowed. There were only a couple of good things, but I'm not allowed to call out the bad things. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I am. Only if it's white people.